对呀，我住这边没人看到。我说放在那里。我住这里没有一个人看得到啊。
是我抬上去。
I say put it over there. 那个灯不要放那里，灯放在旁边了。啊 ，OK。你去拿我那2本书，在那个车上面，车这个前面哈。Yeah, it's working. It's working all right. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Did you eat? Yeah. Did you drink? Yeah. Was it good? Yeah. Now, did you meditate? No. Yeah? Really?
Yes.
Okay. I believe you for a while. Once in a while, huh? Any good news? Except for the cold, anything else good for you? Huh? I said they should put it here so everybody can see me, that you have more room to sit. I have instructed very clearly. I said this is a high place and I can see everybody. They say, yes, master. Capiche? No, not you. They said yes, but they do no. And that's a nice story. Very funny. Oh, yeah. You know Moses?
Yes.
Everybody knows him, huh? Well, I don't know him actually, but... but if you say you know him, then he's my friend, because you are my friends. Can you hear, huh?
Yes.
这个 OK， 这个可以录影的很好吗？录影的很好，没问题哈。啊，这个是没障碍 ，OK， 太好了。Yeah. Now, Moses was the great man of the 10 Commandments. You remember?
Yes.
Yeah. He's supposed to be in connection with God, huh?
Yes.
And then he's supposed to know God, huh? And then he's supposed to have heard God, huh? And then he's supposed to have the commandments directly from God, huh? But then, even though it was God's commandment, in between, it has been changed. It has been broken, changed many times. I wonder why. Perhaps it's not God's temper. It is Moses, huh? Like my temper, it's very big. So you see, Lord Jesus has whipped many people, huh? And he turned all the tables, he threw all the tables and the chairs around, huh? Did he not? Yeah, from the money exchanger, yeah? Yeah. And then Moses, he broke all the tablets, the stone tablets, which were supposed to contain the commandments of God. No? Is that not so? So, I didn't break any God's thing yet, so... Actually, my temper is still very good. Or maybe you're more intelligent, I don't know. I think you like to believe that you're more intelligent than Moses' disciples, huh? 可以弄高一点。我是高一点不好哈，弄刚好就好了 ，OK， 因为他们看不到师傅。Too bad, you just have to sacrifice something, huh? Including my eyes, you see? I have to sacrifice my eyes for you. So you're starting to sacrifice your place, it's okay. There's a lot of things to do. If you want to follow the Guanyin method and Supreme Master Khai and all that. Hey, this is okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me behind there? Yes. 你们那个小麦克风可以挂在这里嘛？听懂吗？挂在这边或是站这边都可以啊。我有2个这样比较好，听懂哈？那个小的那个。So Moses supposed to have a lot of disciples like me. No, I don't mean that. I mean like like somebody else's. Okay. So he was very angry, huh? And he threw the stone tablets, which contained the 10 commandments from God, which were supposed to be very precious, sacred, and untouchable. Nevertheless, the commandments are only for the people, for the good of the people. But since the people did not appreciate it, and if it did not do too much good for the people, then what is the use, right? So it was okay that he had his temper and threw it away. I think later he made it again. It probably took him another 40 days to carve the stones into scriptures, into letters. It takes a long time. That's why he had to take a retreat for 40 days, probably to carve the stones. And now we know what he did during the 40 days retreat. Lord Jesus also had around 40 days, a retreat in the desert. What did he do there? We don't know. He probably carved the sands. Moses carved the stone, and Lord Jesus probably just took care of the sand. Sand is very harmless, very, very good for you. Once I stayed in a desert, not 40 days, but perhaps 14 days. I didn't do anything there. I just cooked and then washed my clothes and went to fetch water and go shopping. But it was very good. Better than when I'm on retreat with you. When I'm on retreat with you, I work only. I work pretty hard. And when I am alone in the desert, even if I don't meditate, I feel like a Buddha. But I did meditate, of course. How can you run away from meditation, right? You can never leave the meditation now, no more. It becomes like food for the soul. As soon as we stop meditating, even just for a few days, we feel different. Everything, just like everything goes down, Our energies and everything goes down. Our intelligence goes down. Our life blood goes down. But blood pressure goes up. And the temperament goes up as well. So now let's see what else Moses did during his lifetime. Now this is a small short story about Moses when he was still in apprenticeship of masterhood. Okay, he's not yet a master, so he didn't have a time to flare his temper yet. But still, you can see here something. Okay, there is a story. Moses was supposed to be the master later on. So before he led the people from the land of Egypt, he was apprenticed to a great master. I don't know what's the name. I didn't say anything. Perhaps Wu Shangshi Sumatsu. Hey, I'm only joking. Don't have such a high hope. I don't want such a disciple like him. Yeah, you will see why. When I read the story, you will see why. He's very naughty. Very difficult. Now, the first discipline that this master imposed on Moses was that of silence. Okay. The two of them wandered through the countryside one day. No, that's for you. Because if the wind blows too much, the microphone will have a lot of chatter noise. And when it's on video and audio, it's very difficult for you to hear. Disturb your ears. So don't think they protect me because I'm not cold. Even if they protect me, it's for your sake. Yeah, everything. Because I'm a property of the public. Yeah, it's true, huh? I'm pretty hot here with a few thousand watts, staring at me, so I don't feel very cold. Now, so the master imposed the discipline of silence upon Moses, apprenticeship. Yeah? So the master probably accepted Moses as his disciple. And probably the master had seen that he is a potential master for the future. So he took very great pain to cultivate Moses, yeah, and to discipline him into a good master, good leader for the future. But nevertheless, as you know, to teach anybody is very easy, huh? But to make him believe, understand, and uphold your teaching is very difficult. It's okay, you can teach, but whether he listens or not, that's another matter. And that matter is very important, crucial, and very, very difficult. So Moses began his apprenticeship with the master, and the master told him to keep silent, whatever happens. Keep silent means keep your mouth shut. Yeah, you're right. But it's very difficult. Yeah, you try to shut up tomorrow and see what happens. Even if you don't want to talk, people come to you and say, "Hey, what's the matter with you? We are only on the 4-day retreat, So then the master said, doesn't matter what happens. You have to keep silent. Don't talk at all until I allow you to. So Moses said, d'accord, okay. And then two of them wandered through the countryside for many days, and sometimes stop here, sometimes stop there, stop in a hotel, something like that. Yeah. And one day they passed by a very, 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 very beautiful countryside, and the beauty of it was so extraordinary and dazzling that Moses couldn't help but open his eyes to look, and then open his mouth as well. And then he didn't open it alone. He made some sound out of it. Oh, Master, isn't that beautiful? But the Master forgave him. He said, I told you to keep your mouth S-H-U-T, shut. So the Master said, oh, forgive me, Master, forgive. I will shut up. I will not talk again. All right. And then when they went further down the road, they came across a river. And there was a mother crying on the bank of the river because her baby happened to be swept away by the currents. And the current was very, very strong. Then Moses wanted to save the child, and the Master did not let him. And of course Moses also could not do it because the currents were very strong. And then he said to the Master, Master, you are powerful, you're mighty, can you save the baby? How can you keep silent and just stand here? And the mother was crying, you didn't see, and the child is drowning. And you keep silent. And the Master say, shh, silence. So, and then he also give him a good look, like this. You know that look very well. From somebody I will not mention the name. When she is angry, she look like that too. Her eyes become twice as big as usual. So now, you know that person, huh? Somebody calls something tsu. I don't know. That person. Okay. And so, even though Moses obeyed the Master, yeah, and kept his mouth shut, After the baby's drowning incident, he was very, very troubled in his heart. Not you. But he could not ask anything. Still in his heart, he was very, very disturbed, and he kept criticizing the master all the time. He said, this must be a very insensitive man. He has no compassion, no love for mankind. He preaches all the time that we must be compassionate, we must have love for mankind, we must do this and that. We must help the needy and the troubled and the one in danger and all that. We must help mankind. And here he is standing around watching the baby drowning and the mother helplessly crying. And he does nothing. And he was having doubt in his heart, very, very many doubts. He was very, very much troubled. A lot of critical thoughts about the master, but he just kept his mouth shut. So you see, to keep your mouth shut doesn't mean you are silent. So be careful about the noise inside, not the noise outside. Mostly during the retreat or when you are residing in a meditation center, like an ashram, for example, here or anywhere else, practicing spiritual practice, mostly the master would recommend silence. Yeah, means don't talk. Don't talk. But don't talk doesn't mean you always keep your mouth shut. This is a different case. Yeah, this is a different case. When the master imposes on you a total silence, yeah, just for a period of time to practice silence, or maybe for something, for your throat, or maybe you talk too much or something like that. So the master makes you keep silence for a while. Or sometimes you impose the discipline of silence upon yourself for a period of time, yeah, so that probably you will be more withdrawn inward, and then you will be more sensitive to your inner nature. Then you can find your own enlightenment quicker, something like that. That's the difference. But in most cases, in the ashram or in the spiritual centers, people would say, keep silence. That means you don't talk nonsense, but you talk when necessary. When some people ask you about spiritual practice, and you know, you tell them. Yeah? When some people need your help explaining something, you do it. Yeah? But briefly, clearly, and then no more. That is how you keep silence. It doesn't mean that when you're in the center, you say you don't talk, and then anybody asks you, you just say, you know, you make people feel rejected, yeah, and feel hurt. That's different, okay? So don't talk means don't talk when you don't have to. Don't talk nonsense. Don't waste your energy. Don't dissipate the blessing power that you have earned during meditation, or when you have seen the master's eyes, or when master has touched you, or master give you some blessing. Don't dissipate it by talking nonsense unnecessarily. That means keep silence, okay? Don't talk. It's not don't talk all the time, yeah? And also during meals, it's better not to talk, because when you talk, you don't chew properly. I'm talking about the material. We haven't talked about the spiritual yet. You don't chew properly, and sometimes you talk and then you swallow it in the wrong channel. Instead of going to your stomach, it goes into your lungs, and then it causes you trouble. Sometimes it's like that, you see? It goes to your nose, and then sometimes you can die from it. Yeah? So since the ancient times, the people say, when you eat, don't talk. That is a logical explanation. Another explanation is that most of the time the devil goes through the mouth, because it's the widest opening of all. And we open it most of the time. So if there is anything trying to possess you, they would enter into the mouth very quickly. So when we eat and we open the mouth and talk all the time, the devil will hear it and then come and go inside with the food, or contaminate our food and make it indigestible for us, or make it poisonous, or make it something troublesome when it enters our body. Also, when we eat together, you know, we talk, we breathe all kinds of germs into the food, and then the other person also has to inhale and eat the food, which is infected by our germs. Things like that. Yeah. Sometimes we have an infectious disease and we don't even know yet. It just entered and it did not develop in our body, so we do not know we have contagious disease. And since we eat and we talk and we breathe into the food, other people might get infected by us as well. Therefore, while eating, it's better that we don't talk. And if we have to talk, then it's better not to talk directly into the food, you know? Not like you crawl on top of the table and talk to each other like this. And then of course your mouth water and the breathing or the germs will come into the food as well. Maybe we don't see it, but it is there, And sometimes we eat and we talk and then all the salad is in between the teeth and all that. And suppose you are at a romantic dinner, then there you are. You end on a bad note, Something like that. Or sometimes you talk and then something very funny and then you you laugh and then all the food comes out. And then you have to order new dinner, for the guests. Otherwise the guest will just politely say, well, I'm full. Even though he had only eaten half a bowl of rice. When he sees all your food from the mouth, I spread all over on the other food on the table, he said goodbye. I told you about my dream marriage. Remember last time? Oh no, you were not here. That was in Chinese. It was probably printed on the magazine. Did you read it? Not yet. Yes? About my marriage? A dream of marriage, about my dream person? Yeah. Perhaps I forgot to tell you that when he talked, he breathed into the food. And he blessed my food with his mouth water. And so before I finished my dinner, I said to him goodbye. So when you look for a girlfriend or boyfriend, be careful, don't talk too much at the table, okay? And when you talk, don't talk too loud. You talk with a quiet voice, then the mouth water doesn't come out that much. Okay? If you're afraid that your voice is too low and cannot reach the other person's ears, then use microphone. Just like me. So every time you go out for dinner, the prerequisite, the condition is a microphone on the table. All right? For each. It's better if you have earphones as well. And then you're all equipped. And then you can talk, no problem. Because you can talk with a very low voice. And the other person can hear you very loudly. And then you will not bless the other people's food with your mouth water. And because the mouth water contains a lot of things inside. Our mouth contains a lot of germs. Even though we are very hygienic and brush our teeth every day, it is a natural thing that they break inside there. But I don't know, the doctor said mine doesn't have any. Few, he said few, very few. I had a checkup on my blood, and with the blood test, they test everything, blood type and everything. And then where the column says bacteria, it says few, very few. At that time I was very sick. So those few were from somebody else. Those few are not supposed to be there at all. So I was very sick, that's why I had to have a blood test, Just a few bacteria make me sick. Can you imagine how much it make you if you kiss somebody? Or let him bless your food with water from his mouth and his nose and whatnot. Just a few bacteria make me sick so much. Allergies all over my body at that time, and it took many months to cure it. Just a few bacteria. And he didn't find the bacteria for that. He had the blood test for everything, just to see what's in there. And the bacteria is only few. He said, very few. And I don't know what it is. But even then, he didn't find out what made me ill, But I know that the few bacteria make me allergy. That's what it is. Originally, they're not supposed to be there. That's why. That's why just a few bacteria make me sick. Perhaps occasionally I will have a few bacteria like that, or or other kinds, because you can't avoid it when you are always with people. And I take all kinds of things. Perhaps you have a very strong resistance, but now and again, and you're sick or you're weak, or you don't meditate enough, and then your resistance goes low, down, and then the bacteria come. So that's why I know I don't have bacteria. But in case I do, I don't go near, huh? But what I mean is, I think most people, maybe including myself, or our mouth water or breathing will have germs anyhow. I don't know why. That's what they reported, no? The scientists, they have researched and they found that people's mouth water have a lot of bacteria. Huh? So when people kiss each other, they exchange a lot of bacteria. And it's a very generous amount. But even then, I'm very afraid to give you the food that's left over for me. So whatever's left over, I just throw it away. Because in case I'm sick and I give it to you, I don't know. So mostly I just throw the leftover food away. Yeah. But according to that research, I don't have that many bacteria. So in case if you happen to pick any of my leftover, don't worry about it. Yeah. Really. I just know that by accident. I didn't really have a blood test to know that I don't have bacteria in my body. It just happened that I was very sick at that time. It was not very seriously sick. It was just an allergy, that makes you grow red pimples on your body and it's itching. So I didn't want to go everywhere and look like a monkey, Huh? So even though it was not very, very serious, but it wasn't very good looking. So I had to go and check up with the doctor. After I took so many medicines and didn't help, so I have to go and find out what is it and what medicine is the best. Because you can't just keep going taking medicine forever. Sometimes over-the-counter medicine doesn't help you, then you must go to the doctor and have a thorough checkup to see what it is. Sometimes you take too much medicine, it doesn't help you, and on the contrary, it harms your body, huh? So if you take a few and it doesn't help, then you must go to the specialist, huh? And that's what I did. And that's how I found out that I don't have a lot of bacteria in my body. It's a very few. For the doctor to say that means really few. Because I had to throw a blood test, everything. I have a big chart, very long chart, with all kinds of things on on everything 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, bacteria few. Things like that. So now we go back to the land of Egypt, huh? We come back to Moses and his master. So, because Moses saw the baby drowning, and the master coolly stood by and didn't do anything, even though Moses begged him for magical power and things like that. But the master did not help. But because he promised his master to keep silent, so he had to keep silent. But then he was very troubled and criticizing the master in his heart all the time. Even though he knew this is not correct to criticize the master, but then he couldn't help to stop it. And he couldn't dispel all this negative thinking about the master for a long period of time. And then during the course of their wandering around the country, sometimes, perhaps they go around to see other disciples, things like that. Before, they didn't have cars like today, so probably they had to go on foot. Or sometimes they have to go on horse carts and things like that if they have money. Perhaps the two didn't have that much, so they were wandering around on foot. One day they came to the seashore, and then they both saw a boat sinking with the whole crew members. So Moses' big mouth couldn't help but open again. So he said, "Look, master, the whole boat is sinking. Did you see that? And the whole crew members are sinking. Can you do something about it?" Again. So the master said, "Shh, keep silent." That's all he said. So Moses, of course, didn't say anything else and kept silent. But his criticizing thoughts were increasing manifold. Very troubled was his heart. Very, very heavy and troubled. So when he got back home, he complained, not to the master, but to God. He said, "God, you told me to follow this guy. But you don't know what kind of guy he is." God said, talk nonsense. How do I not know? And Moses says to him, but you don't know, God. He saw a child dying, and he saw a whole ship sinking with the whole crew, 30 odd people on it, all dying, and he didn't do anything, not even moving his heart or blink his eyes. That's the kind of person that guy was. And you told me to follow him. So God said to him, it's you who doesn't know. The child who was drowning was the person who was meant to bring a very great war between two nations, in which many hundreds of thousands of people would have died and millions wounded. So it was good that the disaster befell him and that he drowned, saving a lot of people's lives. And as for that sinking ship, that was the ship of the pirates. And the pirates supposed to go and make a very big plunder near the seashore port, very near where the ship sank. So it was good that the ship sank and all the pirates died. So to save the people of that town, not to be robbed and not to be killed and raped and all kind of bad things done to them by these pirates. So now you know, all the innocent people have been saved by the incidents of a baby drowning and a sinking pirate ship. So now you must know. So of course Moses kept his mouth shut, finally, and his inside mouth shut. That is important. Not that because outside he doesn't speak, inside he's quiet, as you have seen before. So you see, Moses was supposed to be a future master, of some kind at least. And then, during the disciple apprenticeship, he has been such a difficult and ignorant student. Can you imagine how much harder it is for any master to teach ordinary mankind with lesser intelligence and lesser wisdom and lesser merit? Because to be a master, he must be a very great man, a lot of merit, and a lot of wisdom already, very high level person. And now to teach such a high level person, the master must go through a lot of hardship like this. You just think Moses obeyed him and kept silent, that's good enough? No, it's not. It's not what he does outside. It's what's inside that will project sometimes harmful energy and sometimes very discomforting energy to the master. But even though the master kept silent and bear it all, it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. It might not hurt the body of the master, but it might hurt the mentality or the energy field of the master. Not the wisdom of the master, and not the compassion and the love, and not the real person of the master, but it hurts his mental ability, maybe. Maybe it hurts even his body. If something is too great a burden for a mental ability to bear, then it will come down and affect the body as well, after all. So the mental and physical both will be affected if the energy is so strong and so negative. And mostly when a disciple is so close, such as Moses, to his master, then this energy will affect him very, very, very strongly and very directly, and is very unbearable. But the master, of course, will keep silent and don't talk about it. And since there is no evidence anyhow, because Moses kept silent, nobody will know that he is attacking the master with his mental projection, which is just as hard-hitting as any physical beating outside. Believe me. That's how all the black magicians can kill people from far away, by just projecting their mental negativity and killing order to that person from far away. They concentrate their mind and then they just kill anybody from very far away. That can be done. Still can be done nowadays, even in Taiwan. Or sometimes when you love each other, you even far away from each other, but you know, you can feel each person's loving vibration sending back and forth. Yeah, so that's a mental projection is very strong and important. As much as the physical, we cannot say that Moses didn't do anything to the master. He did. So sometimes we accuse the people who killed Lord Jesus on the cross, and who abuse his physical body. But we have forgotten many more who abuse him mentally, which is just as much painful, or sometimes it's even more painful. Is that not so? Yes. Now, do you see that? It's very difficult to follow a master, Yeah. But perhaps because Moses was destined to be a leader of his people, to lead people out of Egypt, therefore he has been tested so strongly. If he was an ordinary disciple, they would probably not seen such a scene like this, where the master has to stand by helplessly and seeing a baby drowning, things like that. Probably you have been tested more severely. Have you? No, I have never intentionally tested you. Maybe God did. Or whatever you think that I test you, it's just you testing yourself. I'm just living a very natural life. Whatever I have to do at that time, I do it. Whatever I feel like doing at that time, if it doesn't harm other people, I just do it. All right? If it's good for me, good for other people, and doesn't harm anyone, then I do it. So there's no testing for you at all. Not for me. If there's any test, it's from you and or from God. And that story is not very funny, Was it funny? Nah. Nah. Okay, I find another funny story for you. Yeah, some people think if I grow my hair and then they say, oh, master test me. What for do I test him? If I want to grow my hair, I grow it. If I want to shave it, I shave it. What it has got to do with him? Right? But I think it's a big test. Yes. For them to accept me with long hair or short hair or no hair. That's their nonsense problem. And sometimes I wear beautiful clothes and they say, oh, master, test me again. What for shall I test him with such beautiful things? If my master would test me with things like that, I would feel very good. Oh, do test more. Make me see more beautiful clothes. Okay. Okay, there's another story. It's very beautiful. This is more beautiful story. There was a young man in training to become a priest or monk. You know, priest. Christian, they call him a priest. Buddhist, they call him a monk. Actually, both of them are similar in rank and job and ability. Oh, not in ability, but perhaps sometimes same, sometimes not. But both priests and monks must work very hard. Must learn the doctrine of Christianity or Buddhism. Must dedicate all his or her life to the service of mankind in whatever way God arranged for him, and not think of his own personal problem or property or family or friends. He must be for everybody.